Hey people, so the first set has come to a conclusion, a fantastic set as well, to say the least. It was a really good set, wasn't it? With Zverev just nicking it on the tiebreaker. Just opened up here, Zverev taking the first point, and then second point here going out wide on the ad side to the back of Berrettini, 30 love. So very, very good start so far in this set for Zverev, but it was so tight. Obviously, the Turin crowd behind Berrettini, Matteo BERRETTINI, the home favourite. There were some incredible points. Hammer forehands from Berrettini, as you expect. Some fantastic serving from both. Zverev being a bit tentative on the ground strokes, but getting it done in the end with some fantastic returning. As Berrettini goes backhand into Zverev, Zverev tries to step in and goes and crashes his own backhand into the net. So a lot to definitely, I think, dissect in this match, no doubt, given that I think that first set was so nip and tuck. I think if Berrettini can play more progressively as he did in that first set, and also play a bit more smart as well, as that backhand return from Berrettini is just not fantastic, is it? Zverev just absolutely pummeling it with that first serve on the ad side. Berrettini barely getting it even halfway into the net there. Tries to go down the tee to the backhand as well, really trying to pepper that backhand is Alexander Zverev, but no success there. Yeah, let's see how this one goes, man. I'm very much looking forward to seeing how it goes, how it happens, and it'll be good. Backhand cross court as Berrettini slices, then goes and tries to whip the forehand and pass. Thank you, Skazel. Zverev takes the first set. Yes, he does. He did take the first set, and he's looking good. He's looking good, his Zverev. Not looking incredible, to be fair, but look, I mean, he's a good player. He's a good player. To be fair, a very good player. All right. The bathroom break, obviously, a little bit of a discussion there, as per usual. I mean, nothing really new there. But yeah, I mean, it's good. It's good, isn't it? I think we want to see close tennis, and we obviously saw that in the earlier match with Hurkacz and Medvedev, with Hurkacz taking the first set. And I thought that was, again, like an interesting matchup. I thought Hurkacz definitely adapted quite well, and Medvedev obviously citing that the courts are very quick, and they do seem extremely quick, which I think is actually good. I'd rather the courts were quicker, and we actually saw some slightly shorter points, but actually some more aggressive gameplay and game style being rewarded. I think if you make it too slow, it's not particularly enjoyable to watch at times. As Berrettini does very well on that point, aggressively coming forward with an approach down the line, and Zverev goes backhand, but short. Berrettini steps in and then goes to the forehand of Zverev, then looking to volley as Zverev makes the mistake and goes into net with the forehand. So 15 love here to Matteo Berrettini, and the Italian. And we're looking for some comfortable service games here to then kind of kickstart his return games as he goes into the forehand of Zverev on the ad side with the serve, but then goes wide with the into-out forehand. So Berrettini, 15 all here. That forehand is so effective, and we know that he's trying to hit as many forehands as possible. He doesn't want to be exposed on that backhand side. We know that. And he's probably got one of the biggest forehands in the game, I think. And it's interesting, there was a stat about forehands with the most RPMs on it. So kind of revs per minute, I guess, talking about in terms of topspin on the ball. He actually has one of the biggest forehands in terms of topspin as well. So it's not just pace, it's topspin as well to boot. So it's kind of a very, very potent weapon as he goes and serves down the tee. And it's an unreturnable serve by Zverev as he goes long. 30-15 here. Goes down the tee again into the forehand as Zverev shorter return. Berrettini clips the net cord, touches the tram lines, backhand to backhand rally, and Zverev puts away a beautiful backhand down the line. That is absolutely huge from Zverev. And it's interesting because unlike a lot of players, Zverev, I think, is a lot more comfortable striking that backhand than the forehand. In terms of, I think, driving through it anyway. When he's on form, the forehand definitely fires. But I think generally that backhand is something that is very reliable, and he can hit, relatively cleanly, very cleanly for the most part. Berrettini going down the line to the backhand, then goes into the forehand as Zverev. Zverev clips the net with the forehand cross court, then a slice from Berrettini. Zverev comes to the net. Berrettini trying to pass him down the line, but goes into the net. So 30-40 here. This is a crucial moment here. Breakpoint opportunity. Leo Smiley says, let's hope Berrettini gives a huge upset. Okay, interesting. Do you think it would be a huge upset? I think it would be an upset. I agree with you. I think it would be an upset. With the crowd, though, as well, the weapons, I don't think it would be a huge one. I think the only thing that you would say is that Zverev is a very good returner, isn't he, to be fair? So he doesn't seem to be having as many problems as you may expect other players to have with the serve. I think Berrettini definitely has more success. I know they've only played once before. I think it was actually in Shanghai in the Masters, in the Masters series in Shanghai. In 2019, and Zverev won that in straight sets, but that was a long time ago. As Zverev doesn't cash in on the second serve, he goes long with his forehand return, and he puts his hands on his hips, and he looks disappointed, and he should do, because that was a very, very good opportunity for him to get the break point and the early break, even here in this set, which would have been crazy, to be honest with you. It would have been very, very good. And I think he knows that, and he looks disappointed, and he should. He should. Right, Berrettini goes out wide, just missing, well, I'll say just missing quite a bit. That corner of the service box. So second serve here for Zverev to have a look at again. Skye saying, hey, Skye, how you doing, buddy? Into the forehand as Zverev goes down the middle. Berrettini goes into the forehand corner, really powerful stroke, then goes into out with the forehand, and Zverev slices the backhand to the base of the net. So Berrettini just completely dominated him in that rally. Really impressive stuff. Just in control, man. In control completely. Zverev almost smashes his racket. He's not happy. He just swipes invisibly, but very weird. Skye says, it feels weird that they aren't in the O2. I agree. I think that is slightly strange, isn't it? I mean, obviously, it's been that for a very, very long time. So that's something that I think is for sure quite strange. What a forehand from Berrettini down the line, then into out. Zverev just hanging in there with the backhand side, but Berrettini just buries an absolutely huge forehand into out. Oh, it's called out. It's called out. He's going to challenge it, and he should, because I thought that was in. So let's have a look. Leo Swanita says, well, Zverev is moving great lately. Also, his backhand has improved. Berrettini's forehand can always surprise. I think, you guys can mistake me if I'm wrong, but I feel like Zverev's backhand has always been reliable. I think the biggest thing for him is that he never used to. Well, there was definitely criticism levied at him that he would always go cross court, like pretty much all the time on the forehand and backhand and the safe shots, right? And he'd play safe tennis. The backhand on the line, though, is very good now from Zverev, as Berrettini goes down the tee into the backhand of Zverev, then a slice from Berrettini, backhand from Zverev as well, then goes into him with the forehand. Oh, and Zverev, flipping heck, literally hits that into the court. Bizarre, very bizarre. Berrettini just rushing, and I think that shows, when stuff like that happens, it shows how quick the courts are. Like, you barely ever see that where, like, that's the kind of stuff you see in club tennis, right? When you're so rushed that you end up just hitting it into the floor or the base of the net, and it's happening quite regularly. It just shows that they're rushed for time, and that it's not a case that Berrettini, yes, he's got a huge forehand, but the courts are rapid. Berrettini goes down the tee into the forehand. Very deep return from Zverev, and Berrettini just crunches the forehand into the net. He puts his head in his hands. He can't believe it, because that was a big opportunity, and he looks very frustrated. This is a long service game, and what's going on? Is he not happy because he got injured? What's going on? Oh, he's called the trainer. I thought he was just frustrated, but it looks like he's injured. Facts and Minutes says Zverev demonstrating his lack of self-control by smacking his racket on the floor. He didn't smash it, to be fair, but yeah, I get you. This is really sad if this is the case, by the way. Facts and Minutes says he's injured. So if he's injured, they have replacements, right? I think Cam Norrie's there as one. I don't know. What is it? I know he had an injury, which is why he didn't play the Paris Masters. He had a niggle. I forgot what it was. I think it was thigh or hamstring, something along those lines. He's just getting treated now. I hope he's okay to continue. I mean, there's no point in continuing if he's not going to be able to play to his best level because he'll just get completely destroyed. What is it? Is his elbow? It looks like it might be his elbow, actually. Let's have a look. So it's either his shoulder or elbow. What I can see, I can't listen to the commentary obviously because I'm talking to you guys. Scare says Berrettini choking. I don't think he's choking. I think he's unlucky with the injury, I guess. But let's hope he can continue. Otherwise, this is one of the shortest streams I've ever done. Should we look through the stats while we're waiting? That'd be good, wouldn't it? Should we look through the stats? I think we should. Let's do that whilst we're waiting as Berrettini has his medical timeout. So I'm going to go through the stats for set 1 because we've just started set 2. So set 1, you can see here, I think this stat here, these stats, the 10 aces to 5 aces, probably shows how quick these courts are. They're both very big servers, no doubt, but Zverev especially is a very good returner, so you don't expect to hit too many aces against him in one single set. But 15 aces in a set combined is quite big, so 10 for Zverev and 5 for Berrettini, one double fault, which we know can happen with Zverev, but good to see that it wasn't multiple because we know he's had issues with that in the past. First set percentage were both very high, and first set points 1 for both extremely impressive. I know this, and this is quite a surprising stat in a way because Berrettini's second serve is still quite big. I think the biggest issue for him is that he'll hit it with quite a bit of pace and also kick, but it's normally down the middle. It can be in the middle of the box. And Zverev is the type of player that really does try to get and push the boundaries on the return game and try and return deep and push himself into a positive position in the rally straight away. He doesn't want to be in a neutral position, especially on a second serve return. They're just showing the replay. Let's have a look. Okay, I can't really tell, to be fair. I suppose it's his left shoulder. That's interesting because you don't really. He's only really using his left shoulder for the backhand, right? I guess he tenses it, I guess, when he's hitting the forehand as well, but it's not really being. Do you know what I mean? It's not an active muscle. Oh, but he looks really upset. I think he would be upset as well because it's in Turin. Like, it's his hometown. Well, I don't know if his hometown, his home country anyway. ATP World Tour Finals, huge stage, but anyway. But second serve points 1, so you can see 30% is not good at all. So Zverev definitely making him pay on the second serve, which is impressive. But Berrettini is something to look at, I think, if he is to continue in this match, but also going forward in the rest of the tournament, if he's able to play. Look at this, though. In terms of winners on forced errors now, this is, I think, is slightly misleading. And the reason why I say that is because there's a lot of forced errors that occur against Zverev where he gets a racket on it, and that then is not counted as a winner. It's counted as a forced error. And Zverev manages to get rackets on a lot, to be fair. He's got very good movement, which I think someone was talking about, Leo was talking about in the chat. And overall, he's just generally very, very good when it comes to retrieving, and it's something that he's worked on, I know, a lot, and he's definitely improved in that aspect. And he's now one of the top players in the game at doing it. So 20 winners to 15, and the 8 unforced errors to 18. So Zverev, if you look at that from that point of view, you think, oh, well, easy, but it wasn't. A lot of forced errors, as I said, and then going to that tiebreaker, which could have gone either way, honestly. But a point here or there made the difference, and very, very impressive from both. I wonder if sometimes there's a stat for points won at the net, which I don't think they have. But the points won at the net is always interesting. I always find that very, very interesting. But yeah, anyways. So he's just stretching. I'm not quite sure if he's going to continue, honestly. I wouldn't be surprised if he stops. 9-7 in that tiebreaker, which was a cracker, let's be honest. And Zverev, I think, wasn't. I think he had a couple of set points in that tiebreaker. Wasn't proactive enough in them. I mean, to be fair, one of the saves was a fantastic forehand return from Berrettini, almost Nadal-esque, whipping it around the corner, literally, almost around the corner and clipping the line. It doesn't look. It looks like he's going to continue. We think. Let's hope he does. He's just doing the serving motion. I love you. I love Matteo in the crowd. That's what we've got at the moment. I love Matteo in the crowd. Oh, good. Okay, so he's going to carry on. So, Juice, here we go. Interesting. Very interesting. I guess he will probably try. I mean, to be fair, I mean, I was going to say, it's the last tournament. Doesn't matter if but I mean, it can have long-term effects. But in terms of from the short term, he's not going to play until probably the Australian Open or a tournament before then. So until next year. Well, that looked like a very, very slow serve. Oh, he's crying. Oh, he's done. Oh, he's done. He's done. He's done. Oh, mate, he's done. He's retired. He can't carry on. He hit a serve and it was like 155 kilometers per hour. He's done. He's retired. Berrettini retires, and it's disappointing, man. It's really, really disappointing. Oh, he looks he looks devastated. I guess as you would, right? Because it's a chance. It's come to Turin for the first time, which is incredible for the city and also the country. His opportunity as an Italian to then showcase his talents, get the crowd behind him, really create some type of something behind him. But yeah, he can't carry on. So he's retired. That's sad, isn't it? That's really sad, man. I mean, it'll be interesting to see whether he carries on for the rest of the tournament. If he doesn't, I guess is it Cam Norrie, I think, to come in. So we'll see. You don't want to see that. You don't want to see it. It doesn't really matter who you are. You don't want to see. He's gonna say like, "Oh," he drew a sad face on the camera. Zverev. It's an interesting one, isn't it? Because honestly, you look at it and you just think, "Oh, could he maybe carry on? Could he?" But honestly, he probably can't. Max says get Sinner in instead. You know what? That's a really good shout, to be fair. Italian. I think it's let's have a look at the rankings. Should we get the rankings up? Let's get the rankings up, man. ATP rankings. So no, you're right. It's going to be Sinner. It would be Sinner, I think, from what I can see. It will be Sinner. Well, it should be Sinner anyway. Felix. So it's Sinner, Felix, and then Cam Norrie. So I'm pretty sure if it is Sinner, man, get him in. Imagine how good he would be on these quick courts. Bloody hell, he'd be absolutely he'd be damn good on these courts. He might struggle a little bit with the return and also his serve because his serve's not great. But in terms of off the ground, like in the baseline rallies, I'd probably be able to blow some people away. Mike says if he'd won the first 8 carries on, I reckon. I'm going to err on the side of giving him the benefit of the doubt and just saying, look, he's injured, and if he'd even won that first set, if he's really injured enough that he can't play his top level, he probably would retire anyway. I mean, that serve he hit, which was the first serve, bear in mind, was 155 k's, which I think is just over 100 miles an hour. No, actually, it's less than that. We're talking like 96, 97 miles an hour. Mate, I mean, that's not happening. That's it, right? And that's his biggest weapon. So it's just no point. And also, he'll just make it worse. Matthew says Sinner's in Turin. Practice with Novak today. Yeah, he's in, man. I think he's in. I could be wrong, but obviously he'll come in and he'll come in and he would have lost the game because he takes on Berrettini's position. But let's see. Let's see. So, bro, make a screen big and a scoreboard on. Make a screen big and a scoreboard on the bottom. We need miniature pics of the players. Why not? I like the miniature pictures of the players, but okay, you know. Also, it shows the sets, but that's fine. I can do that, no problem. Anyway, yeah, guys, as well. Thank you very much for tuning in. I mean, I guess I don't really know what else to say. We can go through the stats, I guess, for the match and where it was won and lost, but it was just a tiebreaker, which was quite a tight match in the end. To be honest, Zverev, I think, will take a lot from this in the sense that I don't know, like we'll see. Matthew says this tournament not having the spark of the WTA in Mexico. I mean, that's a really good tournament, man. I mean, there's a match going on at the moment, isn't there? But we're in the final set of that. That's the only issue. Krejcikova, Pliskova. We could do that, couldn't we? We could. I could just chuck that on. I'm pretty sure that's on. I'm sure that's on Prime. Let's have a look, shall we? Let's have a look. Should be. Yeah, it is. Mate, get that on. Start watching that. Yeah, Muguruza Kontaveit, mate. Kontaveit has played so well. Also, look how nice the weather looks there. And the courts look amazing. Purple. Love it. Absolutely love it. But Berrettini, yeah, obviously retires. Guys, let me know. Do you want me to do the Pliskova? Should I commentate? Do the rest of the Pliskova and Krejcikova matches? We're in the final set here at 2-3. Krejcikova at 2-3 serving, 40-30 up. Should we do it? Let me know what you think in the chat. If you think yes, then we'll do it. Because why not? In Guadalajara, and mate, I'm up for it. Krejcikova, second serve here as well. Pliskova, this is a really crucial match, isn't it? Because neither's won a match. No, Pliskova did. She beat Muguruza in a deciding tiebreaker, didn't she? Mate, yeah, let's do it. Matt says, why not? Okay, let's do it. Let's get it up. Let's get the score up for you guys. And, mate, let's do it. I'm looking forward to it. We'll finish it off. Krejcikova manages to hold her service game. Really important game for her because she hasn't won a single match. She's struggling big time. And Pliskova, I mean, she's won one, lost one, if I'm not mistaken. Well, she's won one, I think. So let's get that up for you guys. Right, so 3-3 here, and we've got Pliskova serving at 15 love. Second serve into Krejcikova, and then backhand to backhand, and then Krejcikova clipping the net and going onto her side, which then meant the 15 love to Pliskova. Shafkat saying, if Nori had played in Stockholm and made it to the quarterfinals, Rafa would have been out of the top 10 for the first time. Now, only if Cam gets in Turin as an alternate and wins a match will it happen. Yeah. Yeah, which would have been crazy, right? I mean, that would have been crazy to say. But it looks like obviously Sinner will come in to replace his. Pliskova trying to go out wide to the backhand of Krejcikova, but second serve here for the Czech player to have a look at. In fact, it's better the Czech players, isn't it? I'm pretty sure it is. Yes, it is. I love it. Absolutely love it. Fantastic. Oh, mistake from Krejcikova goes into the net. 30 love Pliskova. She's dangerous, man, isn't she? I mean, so is Krejcikova, obviously the French Open champion as well. But look, I mean, Pliskova is someone who I think a lot of people regard as being an underachiever. They think, actually, should she really have won a Grand Slam by now? Probably. But Pliskova goes down the tee to the backhand of Krejcikova. Krejcikova goes completely off court there. So that is not ideal. She needs to return better there, that's for sure. Interesting to see what the table looks like after today, actually, as well, for the WTA finals. Kontaveit has been crazy. Like, is this match a KO match now? Whoever wins goes through. I don't think so, because Pliskova's won one. I'm pretty sure she beat Muguruza. She beat Muguruza and Krejcikova hasn't. You know what? Let's double check. So yeah, so Krejcikova lost the first match. Pliskova won hers. No, you're right. So Pliskova's won one, lost one. It's not. So whoever basically Pliskova, if Pliskova wins, I think she. Oh, does she go through though? So Muguruza's won one, lost one. So has Pliskova. So basically, Pliskova has to win this to have a chance of going through. But the issue that she has, the head-to-head, right? Head-to-head, she lost Pliskova against Krejcikova. Pliskova lost against Muguruza. So Krejcikova's out. She can't qualify. She's lost both her matches, Krejcikova. This is basically a this is a consolation match for her, really. She's just kind of making up the numbers for this one. But in terms of Pliskova, she's definitely still got a chance to qualify. So why not? So if I was Norrie, I would have played challenges now to get the top 10 finish. I get what you mean, but I think also he doesn't want to burn himself out, Shafkat, as well. And to be fair, he's probably like, I don't want to go down to challenges level to play. And he'll be thinking, look, I want to rest my body, give myself the best possible chance as well from next year. He doesn't want to get injured playing a challenges tournament. Like, that would be silly, right? Here we go. Oh, good start from Krejcikova down the tee, clipping the line from the juice side. And Pliskova just swats it away for unreturnable serve. So 15 love to Krejcikova. 3-4 here. Still on serve. Oh, beautiful serving. Again, down the tee. Clips the line. An ace this time. 30 love. I love the graphics as well. They're doing a good job in the WTA Finals, man. It's cool. I really like it, actually. It's a very, very bright, vibrant in Mexico. It looks cool. Looks really cool. Definitely digging it. Forehand down the line from Krejcikova. Does that? Or definitely clips the line. And Pliskova just... Oh, my God. Pliskova just gets something on it. Drops in. And Krejcikova moves a bit late. She does get there and then just brushes the forehand right into the net from a very, very close position. And it's just an easy put away, to be fair. Krejcikova just not quite doing well enough there. As they're showing, I think Pliskova's got this like diamond necklace on, which is quite cool. Interesting. 30-15, and Pliskova got second serve to look at. Backhand to backhand here. Krejcikova goes into out with the forehand. Pliskova goes backhand. Then Krejcikova slices into the backhand corner, but Pliskova tries to go into out and then goes and blasts the forehand out into the tram line. So 40-15 Krejcikova here, and I can't believe Krejcikova bageled Pliskova. What is up with all the bagels? And it's Kontaveit that seems to be doing it to everyone as well, by the way. Kontaveit has played unbelievably well, hasn't she? I mean, she's won her first 2 games. She's going to play Muguruza later today. She was my pick to win the tournament, by the way. But goes out wide, Krejcikova, and Pliskova goes long. So 4 all good hold. Holds to 15. Really good stuff from her. What does the table look like, eh? Why is it not WTA Finals, Guadalajara? Mark says Turin looks good serve from Pliskova, sorry, even. No, it's long. My bad. Mark says Turin looks very much like London. Should they have tried to have a different setup, make it a statement? That's so true, actually. I'll come to that in a second, actually. All goes into the net, though. Pliskova, unforced error there from the middle of the court. That's pretty poor from Pliskova. Just switching from forehand to backhand. Not quick enough, really rushing herself and then going into the net. So love 15. Yeah, I kind of get what you mean. It does look very similar, doesn't it? It looks very similar. Why didn't they do something crazy? Like here they've got these like really, really vibrant colors. For Turin, I guess it's more classical. Could they have gone for, I don't know, maybe they go for a grey court, or they go for a stone-coloured court or something. Do you know, something a bit different? The courts, I agree, it looks too similar to the ATP Tour Finals in London. Maybe they will change it up next year. They probably thought, look, it looks good, and it's been the O2 for so long as well. That's the issue, that I think it's difficult to then just completely go away from it. But I think they should have. I think maybe they should have. Why not even make the courts, the Italian colours? Why not have, have a white court? Have a white court with red trim, right? With like bright red lines. Would that work? With a green ball or yellow ball, would it work with white court with red trim, and on the outside could be green, right? Like the Italian colours. Just an idea. But yeah, I agree. Like, do something bold. Why not? Matthew says the WTA event is so much better than if it was held in China. I didn't mind it in China, to be fair. But this looks cool. Like, as in, it's fresh, isn't it? It's fresh. It's vibrant. I'm liking the vibe I'm getting from it. It's outdoors as well. Like, I do like it being indoors. Some of the tours, like Paris Masters, was very cool indoors. But I think if you're going to have it indoors, like as Matthew said, I think you need to make it different. And I don't think quite Turin has. I'm sure, I think they've got a few years, haven't they, with it? So I'm sure next year they surely have to change it up. But like Guadalajara, they've taken it on board. They've just said, we're going to do us. We're going to really make it our own. It looks cool. And obviously they've only got it for a year as well, so they made it count for sure. Into out by Pliskova, and Krejcikova going long. So she had the break point opportunity there, but burns it at deuce. It's difficult, right? Like, why not? Yeah, I don't know. It's a bit weird as well that they're only going to have it 1 year in Guadalajara. They should at least give Guadalajara like 2 years. Why not? I know it's a placeholder because of the whole like situation at the moment in the world, and that's why. But I think it would be nice if they did that. It would be quite cool as well. So I don't see why that would be an issue. Oh dear, double fault from Pliskova at deuce. So advantage Krejcikova. And if Pliskova loses this match, as I said, she's got no chance of qualifying. So she's won one, lost one. Same with Muguruza as well. But yeah, Pliskova wins this, and I think it's still in her own hands. Head-to-head, obviously, she beat Muguruza in that final set. Backhand to backhand here. And then Pliskova goes in with the forehand. Crunches a forehand again, this time down the line. Krejcikova's hanging in here, though. That forehand's long. Was that long? No, it's not skipped the line. And Krejcikova goes into the net herself with a forehand. So we're back to deuce. Matthew says Cape Town will be a cool location. Yeah, agreed. You know what they should do as well? They should go to loads of different locations and give them maybe 2 years each, and just set it up there. Like, for example, I'm really happy they did it in South America as Pliskova goes out wide with a serve, comes forward, forehand to forehand here. Oh, Krejcikova goes along with the forehand. So advantage to Pliskova, and very much needed. She had that break point that she had to save. Krejcikova will be a bit disappointed here. Too short with that forehand slice, and just inviting Pliskova onto her. It wasn't really like she had to play that defensively as she did even. And then when she did, she didn't execute it very well. Obviously, Krejcikova, mainly a doubles player until this year, and has performed, to be fair, extremely well. So I think, let's manage our expectations, to be fair, on her. I'm sure she'll kick on a little bit next year as well. She definitely would have got more to grips with the singles, the WTA singles tour, as Pliskova double faults that add up. Oh dear, crazy. She doesn't look happy with herself, and she shouldn't, because that's crazy stuff. Yeah, Cape Town would be cool. I think they should do something, as you said, like do a location in Africa, do a location in South America, do a location in the subcontinent. Why not do one in India or Pakistan or Sri Lanka, or I don't know, to be fair, what the facilities are like, but I'm sure they can build something, or Bangladesh or whatever, and do something in I mean, obviously New Zealand, Australia, they don't need to because they've got Australian Open. Don't need to do anything in the UK. They've got Wimbledon. As Krejcikova goes wide with the backhand, so advantage again, Pliskova. America, they don't need to do. I think South America is good. Do South America like they're doing Guadalajara. Why not do St. Petersburg in Russia? Do something like that. Do something the men's as well. Like do that. Do as a subcontinent. Like just go to everywhere. Tennis is a global sport and it's actually loved everywhere. Make sure you do Africa as well. And just spread the love, man. Why not? This is how we continue to make sure as a sport that you do it. And tennis is one of these sports that is you can categorically say is global and everyone knows about it. And you have fans in pretty much every country, if not all countries. Not all sports have that. And I can speak from experience because cricket has that issue, for example, as a sport. Tennis doesn't have that. So I think tennis is doing a good job and they need to continue to keep on exposing different countries, especially to the WTA Tour Finals and ATP Tour Finals. Like, don't just give it to the countries that are affluent and, have big followings and, the biggest followings and also the biggest cluster of players in there. Give it to other countries who there's huge fans there and you can inspire a country to then, bring their own athletes. Wouldn't it be cool if we had more players from Africa, from the subcontinent, from South America breaking into the top 10 from both the ATP and WTA side? Why not? Like, get some, doesn't mean, they'd have to work hard, get there, but, that definitely would help if they were inspired by it. Oh, backhand to backhand exchange, and Pliskova looks happy and relieved as Krejcikova goes long. So 5-4 here to Pliskova. And she's one game away as Krejcikova has to now serve to stay in this match. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Let's see how this one pans out. I've got a feeling that Krejcikova will probably get it done. Sorry, Pliskova will most likely get it done, but maybe in a tiebreaker. I think Krejcikova has been serving quite well, to be fair to her. Right. Interesting. Should we have a look at the stats as well? Obviously, we haven't watched it. So, whoa, look at this. 11 aces, 12 double faults. Classic Pliskova. First serve points, 1. Pretty solid for both. Second serve points, 1. Very good from Krejcikova, to be fair. Anything else? Got winners on for... Whoa. Whoa. How? 10 and 30 compared to 21 and 21. What is going on? Well, to be fair, that will be because of set 1, right? Let's see, how bad was she in set 1? She got bageled. 2 and 12. And the winners on for Stera's gone. Whoa. Okay. Carnage. Okay, right. Enough of me zooming about. Sorry. Absolute carnage. Nice, it'd be great to have players from Africa, but the route to the top is so steep. Yeah, why not? Like, Africa. We've had a couple from the subcontinent. Like, there's a couple of, I think it's SM Qureshi is a Pakistani doubles player. As in, obviously, Sania Mirza is Rajiv. No, Rajiv Ram's American, no? He's American. There's another. Who's the other Indian doubles player? He's male. I've forgotten his name. But he's quite famous. I just completely forgotten his name. As Krejcikova goes down the line, but no one really in the singles. Backhand to backhand, slice down the middle from Krejcikova, forehand, cross court from Pliskova. Really good angle found as well. And then it's a high ball from Krejcikova defensively. It's a smash opportunity for Pliskova. She takes it on. Oh, and there's an opportunity for Krejcikova. There's an opportunity to go down the line with the forehand to win the point, but she goes wide. So love 15. But yeah, like, definitely there are some players about, but as you say, like the route is to the top is steep. But I think the best way to help these guys out in terms of inspiring them is to make sure that, one, you give them the opportunity to host it, and then two, generate so that they can, one, generate the revenue and the interest in that sport, inspire it, if the nation even more so than they are, and inspired to pick up a tennis racket and get to it. Right? Why not? Well, that's the fantastic thing about it. And you know what would be cool? And this is a bit left field, but what they could do is, which I don't know, to be fair, how good this would be. I was just thinking about it now, and maybe it's not a good idea, but they could, for example, if they had one in Africa, right? Or say if they had one in, I don't know, what's it, Cameroon, right? Which just off the top of my head. So the ATP Tour Finals, there was in Cameroon, is Krejcikova hits the drive volley on her backhand side right into the net, love 40 and 3 match points. Would it make sense if, for example, they had the top 9? Now, just hear me out. Plus the best Cameroonian player in 2 groups of 5, as Krejcikova goes into the forehand and Pliskova goes into the net, so burns 1 match point. 2 to come though, still for her, and then that Cameroonian just like basically gets an opportunity to play against top 10 players and see how he fares. Now, the issue with that is that obviously there's probably going to be quite a gulf in class, but maybe that kind of just maybe inspires him, or instead of maybe him participating, maybe they're able to have hitting partners from that specific country hit with those players, which might be quite a good idea as well. I don't know. It's an interesting one. I just think I would love to see tennis continue to grow as a global sport, which it is, and actually reach all corners of the globe at a similar rate, rather than just sticking to your America, your UK, your Italy. China now is coming to, which is good because they've now reached the Far East, which is good. Can they then, like they're doing now, Guadalajara, fantastic. They've gone to South America, go there a couple more times. No, they've given them 1 year, but come on. Another match point here. She burnt the second one, and she burnt the third one. No, backhand to backhand. Sorry, even forehand. Oh, and she does. I say she does, but she doesn't burn it. She takes the victory. So Pliskova with a very, very, very important victory here, taking it. Oh my god, I can't believe I'm saying this. Love 6, 6-4, 6-4. I was going to say impressive victory, but I mean, she got completely blown away. She does definitely have that mode and that mood, doesn't she, where she just almost switches off or completely self-implodes and gets absolutely destroyed in a set. And I think it happened against Ash Barty. Didn't she get 6-love, 6-loved in a final? So it can happen to her. Krejcikova will be disappointed. She's lost all 3 of her matches here at the WTA finals. And she would have come into this. She's the number 3 seed, right? So she's not had a good time of it. And not ideal by any stretch of the imagination. Not good at all. But yeah, anyways. Sorry, she's not number 3. She's number 2 seed. Let's go as a number 3 seed. It's not ideal. Not ideal by any stretch of the imaginations. But in saying that, a good win for Pliskova, and I think that pretty much, could be wrong, all but seals her semi-final berth, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, she's definitely. Let's have a look here. Let's have a look. Draws. Yeah, so we have. So win-loss, Muguruza 1-1, Pliskova 1-1. 2-1 now for her Pliskova because she beat Krejcikova. So Muguruza has to beat Kontaveit to have a chance. Kontaveit's already through on 2. In the other group, Badosa's through. So impressive, by the way, from her. Sakari 1-1, lost 1. Sabalenka 1-1, lost 1. So that's going to get down to how exciting is that Sakari Sabalenka to go through. Whoever wins that will go through. Well, I say Badosa's already through, but technically, if Swiatek was to beat Badosa, then you can have 3 players on 2-1. Sorry, you can have 2 players on 2-1. No, so she's already through. Yeah, she's already through. Sorry, being a bit Yeah, so Kontavit's already through, Badosa's already through. Then it's between Muguruza and Pliskova and Sakari and Sabalenka. Swiatek's out, as is Krejcikova. A bit disappointing for those two because no, they're good players, but clearly just haven't quite had the best of times. I think I'm going to finish up there. I'm going to do a video for the ATP Tour Finals. I'm probably going to do dailies because I think it's quite nice to do them. I did it last year as well, so why not? Let me, but yeah, I'll do that. And also, the WTA Finals is hotting up, so I might try and see if I can do a stream later on. It's quite late, to be fair, to do one. I think I would like to do Kontaveit and Muguruza, but let's have a look. Interesting. Matthew says apparently Tsitsipas might pull out. A rumor. He does. He's carrying an injury, isn't he? See, I think this is a little bit unfair on other players. Like, if you're going to come with an injury, I know they're right. They've made the top 10. It's their right to, like it is their right to, I guess, come and then potentially pull out and give themselves the best opportunity to play. The only issue I have is that then if they do pull out, it's a bit unfair on the other opponents because, especially for example, if Cam Norrie, as you're saying here, Matthew, comes in to play Rublev, right, instead of Tsitsipas, like Rublev would have been preparing for Tsitsipas, so they'll probably have a game plan in place. Cam Norrie is a completely different player. He's a lefty, right? He hits a high topspin on the forehand, very, very low on the backhand. Flat, hardly any topspin. Slices quite a bit on that backhand as well. Like very different player to Tsitsipas. Not a big server, but hits his spots. Like doesn't really come to the net. Whereas Tsitsipas, they're like worlds apart. So I'm just thinking, is that really fair then on those guys? And then also the guys who do come to fill in, they almost rushed as well. But it's good that you have obviously your reserves in there. I think if Stefanos is not fit and he feels like he might have to pull out like Berrettini did in a match, then I think he should pull out before. I think it's better that happens than you have someone pull out during a match or after a match has happened. It's just not ideal. It's really not ideal. And they've had some very fortunate. They've had some pretty good luck, to be fair, in the WTA stuff because no one's pulled out. This is, I think, Rublev would much prefer facing Norrie over Steph. Don't underestimate Norrie, though. I don't necessarily think the style that Norrie has is a good matchup for Rublev. In fact, should we have a look at the head-to-head actually as well, which is quite interesting. I think versus Rublev head-to-head because I guess that takes 1-1. They've only played each other twice. Once was this year. Cam Norrie won 3-6, 6-3, 6-4. San Diego. Last year was an indoor hard. I don't think it's a good style for Rublev, honestly. One, because he's a lefty, so he'll go cross court to that backhand, which we know Rublev wants to hit a lot of forehands. Backhand's not a bad shot, but we know how dangerous he is on that forehand side. Two, he's not been in particularly good form. He's just been erratic all over the place. And three, he's just very awkward to play Cam Norrie. He's very awkward, barely misses, fantastic shot tolerance, and I feel like Rublev would make a lot of mistakes against him. Whereas Tsitsipas is super aggressive. So he will make mistakes and he will try and outshoot. It's like a shootout, really. Rublev Tsitsipas for the most part. But in terms of overall level, I agree. Overall level, of course, you look at it and, Tsitsipas obviously has bigger weapons. But yeah. Guys, thank you very much for tuning in. As I said, I will do a ATP Tour Finals Day 1 review. A very short one. Try and keep them nice and short. We'll just have a look at this as well, what they're saying. Okay, fair enough. So if Muguruza wins against Kontaveit, she goes through. Very, very interesting. So yeah, so Kontaveit goes. Very, very interesting actually. So yeah, Muguruza beats Kontaveit. Muguruza goes through alongside Kontaveit. Kontaveit wins. Kontaveit Pliskova. So seeing her own hands, Muguruza here, but we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, that's all for me, guys. Actually, thank you very much, as I said, for tuning in. I will try and do Djokovic or Ruud tomorrow. I can't do Tsitsipas Rublev, unfortunately, in the evening. So I will try and do Djokovic Ruud, which is at 1 o'clock. I'll have to see how I go in terms of how the day goes, but that is kind of what I'd like to do. So we'll see how it goes. Thank you very much, guys, for tuning in. I do appreciate it. Please remember to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already as well. And I'll see you guys later. Thank you very much.